Hi there, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, Path of the Damned difficulty in the White March.
Of course.
Renegades of Punk are here and we're exploring Stalwart. We've just spoken with Renegade, the elder of Stalwart. There's Aldrich. Is this her son or something? We don't really know. We have to ask him. He has also said a few things that were interesting.
Something else you need?
Do you know anything about Durgan's Battery? It's one of the quests we're on. Finding Durgan's Battery.
It's a fool's hope. A fantasy that's kept these parts inhabited longer than they should be.
He glances around the old house and its worn furnishings.
They say the Pargrunan dwarves developed Durgan's steel, became powerful, rich. And then one day, they locked their doors and died.
He shrugs, turning his palms toward you.
Nothing like a mystery to stir folk up. Most of Stalwart is convinced that some Pargrun secret will save us all. But that don't stop them from whispering a prayer when they pass the old fortress.
A sour smirk crosses his lips. You seem to disagree with Renegade on quite a few matters.
Mother's convinced that a magic forge will turn this frozen crack into a hub of civilization. She can't accept this place is dying.
So he is her son.
Me, I'd just as soon move on.
He scrapes the sole of his boot on the straight but weathered floorboards. What do you do here?
I'm a carpenter, Mother's a builder, so it felt like a good fit at the time.
He presses his lips into a wry frown.
Not that we've got a lot of new folk to build houses and furnishings for. These days, I spend most of my time fixing up the stockade.
Oh man, that sounds depressing, and you too. Earlier you said I should make peace with Matron Baragon. That is interesting. That interests us as well.
About the only thing folk here haven't tried. Killing one more matron won't change things for long.
He shakes his head. He's a very wise young man, then.
Besides, her clan's flames that whisper. The one that attacked us was Wolf with many mouths. I'd know him anywhere.
How do you know so many?
They're cut from the same cloth, Aldrich. Only a matter of time before Baragon marches through that gap in our walls.
At the sound of Rengail's voice, Aldrich's shoulders stiffen. His jaw works in a silent but furious retort. Farewell, farewell. I can see that something is going wrong here.
I'll see
What's
it done.
in here?
It's finished.
Yeah, we won't steal, but we will unlock things. That's something we cannot resist. Even when we're not thieves, at least not that often.
Been looking everywhere for you.
Tealador. So you're wearing everything in teal? Who are you? The man is sweating, despite the cold. He opens his mouth to speak, but all that comes out is a low, loud, hacking cough. He bends forward, bracing his hands on his thighs, while he heaves and gasps. After a lengthy duration, he raises a finger, still panting. All Haveric's fault. Damn fool sent me to the other side of town, looking for you. At last, he stands again. He wipes his dripping brow with the back of his hand, and then offers that hand to you in greeting. I don't know. Well, okay. We don't care. We'll shake his hand. Pleasure to meet you. I'm the captain of the militia around here. What's this about, Tealador? I wanted to catch you before you went running off into the wilds. See, there's a few dangerous folk you might be on the lookout for. Plus, if you're heading out to Longwatch Falls, I thought you could pick up a thermal pearl for me. He looks away and twists the toe of his boot into the snow. You want me to find a thermal pearl, whatever that is, for you? That is the thing. I already found it. I just need someone else to go out and get it. Saw it in the hot springs up near Longwatch Falls. Would have grabbed it myself, but that's when I looked round and saw the Lagu Faith. Must have been 50 of them. He spreads his arms wide. What is that Lagu Faith? I would have fought, but I started to wonder what the rest of Stonewood would do without me, so I ran. For the sake of the village, of course. What is that thermal pearl? They form in the hot springs. Something to do with all the minerals in the water. They smell kind of funny. They're full of minerals. Just have to crumble them into a pint. He grins, and you notice that his gums are bleeding. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy is so... Does he have diseases? We shouldn't have shaken his head. They cure scurvy, yes. Like I said, the pearls in one of the thermal pools near Longwatch Falls shouldn't be hard to spot. Well, tell me more about that Longwatch Falls now. It's east of Stalwart. Got some nice views of the valley, but most folk avoid it these days. Plenty of wilder nearby. And it only takes a few inches of snow to block the pass. If you're heading out that way, I'd suggest talking to Thirsk. He might have something to help you deal with a Lagu Faith. My god. We cannot talk like this. That's all I needed to know, because we cannot spell this word. Otherwise we would have asked what these are. Stop by Thirsk's place before you leave town. His is the house next to the mines. He's a veteran hunter who knows the wilds better than anyone. You said something about dangerous folk in the wilderness. These Lagu Faith. We get our share of crazies out here. Most of them aren't even from the village. He laughs at his own joke. Latest groups I'd heard of were the Gleaming Society and the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull. What? But Renegades set aside some bounty money to see that these troublemakers were taken care of. You bring me the heads of their leaders and I'll give you the payment. Want to know about the Gleaming Society then? Crazy pack of radicals that wants to topple governments and kill the wealthy. Makes the War of Defiance look like a food fight. So these are Robespierre guys, like bloodthirsty French revolutionaries. But they didn't kill the wealthy, yes. They just killed the noblemen. They were the wealthy, so... not French revolutionaries. I don't know. Maybe Russians? No, they brought a new government and then became wealthy. Okay, what other guys are there? That are like democratic revolutionaries? I don't know. Do you know more crazy packs of radicals? Well, it was not the Russians, it was some part of communists, right? Some communists were good and others were like killing all the people. I think there's enough revolutionaries that were like bad and the other part were all good. But that's that. That crazy pack of radicals. Kill the wealthy. Why not just take their money, right? That's much better. Let's continue. Duke Ivar and the Regent of Redcarers both declared them illegal, which is probably the only thing those two would agree on. Or would have before all that murder and mayhem in Defiance Bay. He frowns, scratching the back of his neck. Anyway, check Longwatch Falls to the east. That's where they were last seen. And the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull. Who leads them? That will be Mesla. All of the members of the Sisterhood worship Barath. Oh my god. The Goth Sisterhood. By sending as many folk back to the wheel as they can. He shivers. Oh my god. We'll negotiate with them. I'm pretty hopeful. They've been poking around Durgan's battery, and Whale only knows why, but you can understand why no one around here was pleased to hear about it. Passed through town recently, didn't stay long, but they stopped at the Temple of Ondra. You might see if Lavdar knows something. If you come across them, be careful. They're unpredictable. I mean, predictable would be they attack us, right? And try to kill us if they are like the Mad Barath's killers. And what could be worse? So, why should we be extra careful now? Let's talk about something else. I think you're a terrible guard, Tildor. But maybe the pearl will cure you. Anything else about the pearl? No. Farewell, then. The thermal pearl. Wow, we're collecting a lot. And who are you? Villager. The Gleaming Society. And Mestla. Mestla wants to visit Barath, I'm sure.
Don't see the harm. Building's thirsty work.
First, let's take the herb. Barath's bell. There's Barath's bell everywhere. I wonder if they know that you need more to enchant. Rayfold. Hey, Rayfold. He's a godlike too. This man startles visibly at the sight of you, though he attempts to hide it with a queasy smile.
Say, you're the one we have to thank for fighting off the ogres, right? Never thought I'd see one of the god-touched.
Oh, he's not one. He's just admiring us.
I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
What's this about, Havrick?
Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any.
Oh my god, so you're the local coward. I can't blame you, though. But if you're a guard, then we can blame you.
Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland Liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again. As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
All right. You're a very sympathetic man, Rayful. I have no idea why. What's so special about this stuff?
They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything else. Probably that's all rubbish, but it's supposed to be very good.
I see. So it's a deadly poison? Or it might cure an alcoholic? I see. Interesting stuff.
It's delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, be willing to help me out.
Let's see, what do you want? Do you want that alcohol,
Averick
right?
keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on.
What does stealing wine for you have to do with fighting ogres?
Well, Averick can be a little intimidating when it comes to his beverages. But otherwise, not much, I guess.
I'm not going to rob the innkeeper for you, man. I'm sorry. And I think we're not sorry.
Shh, all right, keep it down. I didn't mean anything by it. But if you happen to come across some, then maybe you could share?
Yeah, okay. You're a hopeless alcoholic, probably. Is that a bottle in his hand? We'll zoom in. Come on, we'll zoom in. Join me. We'll zoom in. Oh, we cannot zoom in more. Oh no, come on. Is that a bottle here? Does he have there? Is that... I think it is... It could be an apple too, or a potato. It could also be a bottle. I think I choose it to be a bottle. We have a stag with us. We're always right. What's on that shield here? The Graf's Rest. I don't want to go in there yet. Or do I? Yeah, well, it's just there, so... Let's go in. Let's talk to the guy. I really enjoy these lore parts of the game too. A lovely drop. Oh, there's a bard. Oh, no, let's talk to the bard. Can still smell the smoke even in here. Oh, I thought you'd play a song like in Skyrim.
Ooh, still can't feel my fingers.
Why, you have an own voice. You're interesting. Fiara.
Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
Fiara raises a frosty mark to you. Even though the warmth of the hearth reaches you here, her hands are wrapped in virwool and her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has the taut, wind-beaten look of someone who's recently come from the road.
As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
She takes a drink, and as she tilts her head back, you see a bruise purpling her jaw and the crimson bloom of scraped knuckles. Oh God, what exactly happened to you?
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. And picked up a good haul, too.
She takes a slow swallow of her beer.
So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us.
Meanwhile, something else found them.
Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called.
So that's how you pronounce them. Lagufoth. The Lagufoth. What do they do? She shakes her head, staring at the embers in the fire pit. So you're the last survivor of this expedition?
Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran.
And they're civilized. And they use darts.
Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
Yeah, that's nice, right? She loves bitterly. Crazy. I mean, there seem to be a lot of wilders that are kind of civilized here. Well, let's concentrate on the positives. At least you made it.
Wish I could say the same for Francesca and Liam. Wish I could have taken her finds with me too. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Apprehension creeps into her expression. She stares into her mug, swirling its contents.
But you might be able to get past the Lagufoth. You're light on your feet.
She looks up from her mug, hopeful.
I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
She brushes her nails along the side of her mug as an anxious look returns. Tell me what you're looking for first.
Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
Treasure hunting. You're one of the groups, right? First let's examine her teeth. What have we seen there? As Fiora talks, you notice that her teeth and gums are stained with dark spots. Dark spots? What is that? Is she, like, addicted to something? Or is she diseased? Rengild told me that another expedition came through before I arrived. Was that you?
Who? No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renegade, or anyone else in town for that matter. We were operating on our own.
She looks into the fire pit, taking another drink. Why are these relics so important to you?
We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back.
She scratches the back of her neck. So you're treasure hunters only? Stealing relics from probably sacred places of the Lagofath. I don't know if we'll help you. I'm sorry, I've got a little cold. And what do you know about Durgan's battery? But we can get info from her.
Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row.
She shrugs.
Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
Okay, remind me where I can find your caravan.
What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Lagofath, you'll know you're close.
Alright, thank you and goodbye. A good haul! Oh my god. Will we find more suspicious people here? There's some more guys out there. We'll talk to them in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out. See you in the next episode. Have a good time until then.